This is in response to Billy's Talking Points memo from Monday, June 15th, 2015. Hillary Rodham Clinton for president, my emphasis, GOP analysis. So Billy indicates very nicely that Republicans should be aware, because she is a very formidable candidate, but then he wants to go into his digs. And what I would like to say is do his false narrative on the whole thing, and I want to expand on that quite a bit, because his basic premise of the reason that Hillary wants to run for president is that Hillary is going to say that the system is rigged against the average working person, and that Hillary wants to put together a coalition to get her elected so that she can redistribute wealth. And guess what? And of course, he says that that's also exactly what Obama's doing. And guess what? That's what the two Bushes did before him. They redistributed wealth upwards, whereas the President Obama now, Bill Clinton, not quite as much, and hopefully Hillary in the future will redistribute to the average working person. He even had a clip of Hillary, which basically indicated that the 25 hedge fund managers make a heck of a lot of money, more than every single elementary school, kindergarten teacher combined. That's quite a bit of guap, as one of my sons would say. And of course, let's just be realistic here. That's what Congress is for. That's what the president is for. That's what this whole democratic process is you elect people to Congress, they enact laws that help their buddies. That's basically it. Now, they all say that they want to help abide by the Constitution, and they all say that they want to help everyone out there, but the Republican premise is basically, I got mine, you get yours. Meaning no help for anyone at the bottom, no help for anyone, even though the minimum wage, even though a lot of them don't even think the minimum wage should even be in existence, the minimum wage doesn't even pay enough money for a person to exist on their own, let alone have a family or anything like that. But I mean, that's what Congress does. People get elected, they talk to their friends in business, they write laws to help their friends in business do better. And of course, we have all of these laws that are on right now that, let's say, why do the oil companies still need to have tax deductions? They make plenty of money. Let's relinquish, it's only a couple $1 billion. Let's write off all of those tax deductions to the oil companies. They have plenty of deductions in terms of depreciation, in terms of cost of goods sold, all of that type of stuff. And they're still making gobs of money, right? And there's many other industries that are not making money. Now, should we extend industries to the wind industry, to the solar industry? I think that we should be able to extend some of that. I don't know how much. But that's what Congress is for. That's what the president's for. And Billy is basically saying is that they're the only ones that do it. No, the two Bushes before it wrote all the laws for the top. Now, Billy wants to go into the fact that all Obama's policies have failed, and that the people are earning less now than they have earned before. And of course, in terms of that amount, that is true, because we took such a hit in 2008, and everything went so skyrocketing down that so many people lost their jobs, and so many people, aren't making as much as they used to make. As a matter of fact, I'm making like 5K less than what I was making back then, because I got laid off twice in that particular time frame. So that's the way it is. I mean, who wants to hire a 57-year-old man with decent job skills, not great job skills, but that's the way it goes. The distribution, but that's not because of Obama's failed policies. That's because of the policies of the Bush administration that crashed everything down, and we still haven't gotten to the point where the average working person is making as much as they were before the crash. And that's just, again, so many things that the Republicans have held up. But he wants to blame Obama. That's what he does. That's what he gets paid $10 million a year for. That's why he doesn't relate to the average working person. He thinks Hillary is going to be basically doing the same. And of course, Billy also wants to get into the fact that, because she wants to redistribute wealth, that means de facto that she wants to run the private sector of the economy. And of course she doesn't. And Billy knows that. He went to Harvard. He understands that completely. But it's a great narrative. He brings on Brit Hume afterwards to talk about this shit. And they really believe this stuff. She doesn't want to run the economy. She wants to increase minimum wage. She wants to have good environmental protections in there for everybody. She wants to have paid college tuition, which should be. That's the way it's done in Europe. And of course, Billy just wants to go into his little narrative. It's unconstitutional. You can't regulate capitalism. But again, this is the way he does things. See, it's all or none. No, she doesn't want to regulate the economy. She wants to make sure that the economy is structured in such a way that every single person can have the same amount of opportunity as anyone else. Now, I always like to say, a person making $250,000 a year has so much more of an opportunity than a person making 50. Because number one, they obviously have money. They can save money. They can reinvent themselves. They probably have a lot of friends that have a lot of influence that they can get jobs from. So they have a lot more opportunity than a person making $50,000 who may be on the way up or maybe at that level where they're going to be at for the rest of their working career. But what Billy is trying to say is that you're stuck. And Hillary wants to keep you stuck, and that's not the way it is at all. Again, he only wants to do an all or none type of thing. He wants to indicate that Hillary wants to run the economy, she wants to run capitalism, she wants to dictate who earns what, and put that in there. Put that in there now. Put that in there and indicate that this is who Hillary is, and this is, of course, he's not going to say so, but that's why you shouldn't vote for her. But again, this is what Billy tries to do. He's creating this idea. She wants to do everything to redistribute wealth, and her coalition is going to do it. And of course, the people he's telling it to are old white people who want to keep their own. He needs their vote. He needs their vote desperately to keep whoever the next GOP nominee is. Let's hope that fewer and fewer people continue watching Billy and listening to that type of a gobbledygook.